I mean, you refer to this, Helen, briefly in one of the passages that I read in your book about this idea that if you're in work but you're still receiving benefits, isn't there an argument that you're not being paid enough, that the market's not working? So, I mean, that's an even bigger subject, isn't it? That you're saying that I'm an employer and I'm prepared to pay you only an amount that isn't actually enough for you to live on. So the taxpayer is going to pick up the tab and support you. Who are the politicians? Are there politicians talking about that, Helen? That the rates of pay need to be higher so that we're not having people at work and still having to sign up for benefits?
I think, yeah, it's a problem, and that's why there's a minimum wage. But also, some people are spending 70% of their income on rent. And that's the problem as well, is that actually rents and the cost of just living is too expensive. And so that's why I talk about the need for rent controls in and really properly looking at this, because New York and Paris both have rent controls. It's not like some kind of fantasy where the economy kind of collapses. And
but they've had them for a long time, haven't they?
But there's real fear in Britain around bringing in rent controls.
Is it given that they've existed for a very long time in Paris and New York, and remember the Monica in Friends always laughed about how she was able to afford this amazing flat in the middle of Manhattan thanks to the rent controls. Is it possible to introduce it sort of retrospectively in a housing market that's so complicated as ours is?
Well, yeah, you just need to think about it properly and properly research it and to bring it in gradually so that, you might do it, say, okay, you've got 5 years to do it in. So year 1, we'll do 1-bedroom properties, and then year 2, we'll look at, and, you analyse how it shifts and how it changes. Because, of course, you don't want... You bring in rent controls, and then actually so much of our rented market is now is private, and those rents are really high. So actually you need to do that whilst also having a massive social housing building sector, and so you do lots of big things all at the same time, and try to understand exactly how it works, and give people warning. So if you rent out a 3-bedroom property, say if you've got 3 years, then we're thinking of bringing in rent controls. How do you plan for that? I just think that saying, oh well, it's all too hard and it can't be done, and it's all too difficult. I just don't think the situation we're in at the moment is so bad that we need to properly plan and think and give ourselves options within our society.